This week has been a series of mixed emotions for FC Barcelona. We've started off season 3, and I might add quite quickly, like a house on fire, but we have had an absolute mare. The transfer window is closed and we are in no man's land with the squad. This is set up season 3 to be super difficult for me. In the video today, we're going to go through how the season started, what's went against me, what's happened exactly, and try and work out exactly what we're going to do about it. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you are brand new to MFL and you haven't opened up your account yet, there'll be a link in the description in this video. They'll get you a free player pack once you buy your club. Buying your club is essentially like buying the game, for lack of a better expression. By clicking on that link, you don't only just get yourself that free player pack, but you support me and all the content here at the channel. So sincerely, if you are going to go on and play MFL and you do enjoy the content here, please do hit that link before signing up and creating your account. It really does make a big difference. If you get stuck or if you've got any questions, of course, jump into the comment section and I'll come and sort you out. But yeah, season 3 is underway and let's just get stuck straight into it. And this all started, it looks to be like maybe 9 or 10 days ago, when we decided we were going to keep Hamada Nasser, our star player in the club, and use the new refined player instructions to try and implement football the FC Barcelona way on the MFL pitches as we see fit. And once we took that decision, once we went down that crossroad, we then had a bit of a sweeping change in the transfer policy. We managed to sign some guys off the market, which was great. But what I then started to do was put all of the other tertiary players in the squad on the market available to be listed. And fortunately, I had a few of them sell. We sold in, what's this guy's first name? It doesn't really matter. We sold Quintero to Nepenfez here. We sold Aravalo to Nicola Talamo, and we sold Hansa Pap to GVB. So we netted a wee cheeky $7 from selling some players, and that gave me the idea of, brilliant, well, I'm going out to try and improve the squad anyway. I'm quite surprised with me getting $7 for those guys. So what we'll do at this point is we'll actually send some of the guys we would have had on the market into the development centre. Now, I'm only later on realising and remembering the words of my Magos de Madrid comrade Calva when he was telling me that they've named the development centre Development Jail, because once they're in there, they're in there. I'd already submitted all the young goalkeepers I've ever owned into here for 4 seasons, but I decided to take everyone else who was like on the chopping block to be loaned out into the market or sold. I'm going to put them in development for a year. And then maybe this time next season, you know, so it's only like 5 weeks away, they'll be better. They'll be more fuller to their potential, and maybe they'll be more viable on the market. Maybe 1 or 2 of them become keepable, you know. So I decided to do that. And we're seeing guys like Martinek, who's played the last couple of seasons for me, as well as Muller, Steffens, even Palma, who could be a backup forward, Madizade, who's my backup winger as well. All these guys went in, and I just tried to throw myself in the deep end. Like, we will get business done. We will go and improve the squad. And as you can see, guys, for a number of reasons and a number of different situations, we just cannot get a deal done. At first, I was going after really high-level targets, and then I was getting really frustrated that, like, Galson Factory would then reject my offer but send them to Galson Panthers for 0%. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I get that. Happens with the better players. You see that, the ones that are owned by the big agencies, just kind of farming out to their different clubs after holding them out there on the market for offers. It's just a bit like, why? Get my hopes up on that, you know. But then we get things like this where, you know, Agent Lamela here, who's a content creator I think we've crossed paths with in the past, accepts this other guy, Mastru Pandas, 0% rev share. After I had a nice wee chunky offer on the table for this guy, we had some offers just getting rejected. Only one guy, I think the Hintricker guy, only one of them rejected with messages. And it's like, look at this, he's joined Ribbit Warriors for 0% after I've offered stuff. It just felt very, very frustrating. Some of these guys, like Diaz, he was actually listed to be sold, but was out of contract, so I was trying to get him a contract and not buy him. And I think some of these guys were maybe sold. Maybe some of these ones were actually sold, actually thinking about it. But you do see it happening with the agencies all the same anyway. And there was a few times, like, I think there was one here. Like, yeah, look at this. He's joined Caliphus on 4% rev share when I offered 5%. And I'm just like, I can't get a deal done with nobody, no matter what. This has been 6% for this guy, whereas I offered 6%. Like, what's the difference? And this guy, Rav, had 15 offers. He sent a wee message. And fair enough, if he's been offered something better somewhere else, whatever. But look at this. He's went to Rotterdam Havens for 2%. I'm offering 6%. Like, I just could not get a deal done. So if we go and look at the squad now, we've got our best 11, and we'll look at the matches now the season's went so far, but the player instructions we're using are kicking ass and taking names, guys. We are firmly one of the strongest teams in stone, no two ways about it. And the first 11 is good, but look at the backup, guys. Look at the backup. There's not much there. Do I have a backup? No, I've just got some like test tactics and stuff like that. But as you can see here, like I've got so we can swap Will for Jensen. We could swap Casas for Fletcher. We can swap Grant for, let's just say, Mooney. Quintana. We could swap for a centre back or a centre mid. Let's say Kaiser. Let's just take the centre back. Ryger's a centre back as well. So maybe we take Tolentino for Quintana. And then we've got the goalkeeper. And we've swapped the left back already. So we've got no rotation option for striker. Essentially, we could probably get away with rotating everything else if we're super lean and mean. But that means to rotate our forwards, we need to change our shape. And how can we change our shape with no wingers? We need to add another defender in, I think. And then that maybe limits our chances for rotation with those players, potentially. So it's a bit of a tough one. We need to come up with a plan B to rotate players. Now, kind of thankfully, we've had this suspension to Castagno. So we'll bring in Zeller for his replacement match, which is okay. And I'm not going to plan any other rotations for this match. I think I was in the middle of, I was getting ready to do a bit of scouting on our last opponent, because so far, scouting's paid off for us. We just played, so in the opening game of the season, we had Manchester Reds, who, their team strength, like they're in the lower ebbs of this division. I'm not too sure if the guy bought the licence and doesn't have much of a squad to go after it. But 59 rated centre back, 53 attacking mid, 55 centre mid. It just felt quite ice leaguey. And my guys just went to town. Like, went to town on it in a big way. 6-0 win. Great for the confidence. Lots of guys chasing the Playmaker Award and the top goal scorer stuff already, which is lovely. And we wish Manchester Reds all the best. But then the next team we're playing is Southern Fire, who's a team we played last year. And I went through the logs of last season. I think I beat them both times. We'll check it again because we need to do it for our next opponent right here, right now. But I think I beat them both times and it was like 1-0, 2-1 kind of vibes. And we went out and we beat him again by 1-0. This was a really tight game, really exciting. We got an early goal, and Lecoq's goal was an absolute peach. Not long after it, we'll see this goal play out, but we turned the ball over, and look at the play. Mooney and Bodnarenko there, and then Lecoq. What a chance. But not too long after this, by the way, he gets a lovely breakaway, and he misses an absolute sitter. Don't think it'll be this highlights. It was very much, like, ran the full length of the pitch by himself. We should have beaten by another couple, I think. If I can find that chance, I want to show you it, because I've had my head in my hands on this one with Lecoq. Yeah, it might be here, because it's like a counter-attack. Let's see it. Lecoq, Nasser. Yes, nah, maybe not. We'll let it run while I kind of talk for a second. But this was a really nervy game, and a good 3 points to win, because I'd seen last year, he played the same shape, like 5 at the back, and I had a look at his squad. Again, we'll squad preview our next opposition to show you what I'm looking at before coming into games while I'm scouting opposition. And it didn't look like his team had changed too much. I wasn't really overly scared of too many of the level of the players he had. But he did have players to respect, obviously, and to be mindful on. So I did have that in mind. Here we go. Lecoq, the full length of the pitch. Right on the stroke of half-time. Bottle job. Bottle job, Lecoq. Look at him. He's over here with his head in his hands. You can just see him. So that went well. 5 at the back. Similar kind of team from last year. There's maybe a few upgrades. This Chumpetaz guy was good. And his dribbling, 87. Yeah, I could tell. He took my guy to town. My guy gets sent off, actually. He get mugged off that bad in this game by Chumpetaz. So he's a good player. And the next opponent we have is Malherbe Normandy Cop, right? Who currently find himself on no wins after 2 games. Guys, we've kept a clean sheet 2 games in a row. The defence is rock solid. And we're away for this game. Now, this is another team that we played last season. We won 1, lost 1, okay? But I did say in the last MFL video, guys, by the way, for any of you starting up MFL, when you hit this find a match, you can type FC Barcelona in, maybe Quinny works as well, and you can challenge me to friendlies. Rico man, sorry mate, but you took me on and you lost. And Edinburgh Castle, I think, is Hoodwink. Bergamo, I forget who this is, but this is in Maya De Ferro Napoli. This is Orange Fly, I think. I can maybe click into them. Yeah, so Orange Fly took me on, he beat me. Edinburgh Castle, I'm sure, is Hoodwink. Yeah, he beat me as well. And then Bergamo, who was this that beat me? This is another manager in the community, I'm sure. AS Sports Management. No, I think that's just a big account. Or maybe he is in the community and I've forgotten his name. There's Anyan. Who owns this club? Do we know them? Mr. Parada. If you're here, fist bump to you, mate. Anyan. And then Gaza, of course. Gaza's been on the game for a wee while and he's kind of taking me on and maybe tweaking some tactics a few times there. Anyan again. And this La Florida Hellions has been my sparring partner. This is a team I played in the Cup last year and I've challenged this guy to I don't know how many friendlies, like tweaking my tactics. But yeah, this is us getting into last season's fixtures. There's no, it's not. This is more friendlies. There's Monkey. There's Nepenthez. Rom again, of course. Coffin Floppers. Who owns that team? Eddie the Toon. Fist bump to you, mate. Oh, brilliant. They all stay loaded. That's a nice development. Right, let's load more. And yeah, La Florida Hellions has been, I say, my off-season sparring partner. But when we get into last season, we're looking now. So yeah, Southern Fire. Last time we played them, we beat them 1-0. Before that time. And then there's Normandy. Last time we played them, we won 3-0. I think this was at home. So we need to see what the away game was like last time. Oh, he forfeited. I remember that guy, actually. He didn't submit a team, maybe. I can't remember how that happened, but I remember that. We got a forfeit last season. So we got off the hook with that, actually. So he beat me the first time. I wonder what happened there. So, okay. That's interesting to detail. I didn't realise that. And then if we go all the way back to the beginning of last season, we'll see the other Southern Fire game for context. I wonder if that's 3 games, 3 wins for me. That'd be fun to know. There should be an easy way to look at that on your head-to-head with a manager, especially for competitive record, like if you ever meet somebody in the Cups or in these different divisions and whatever. Yeah, 1-0. Wow, I've beaten 1-0 3 times. Or was the last one 2-0? I forget. And then, yeah, it beat me 2-0 and it was away the first time we met each other last season. Or the only time we've met each other. Ah, yeah, he had Ponce in attack. This team was really tough. He had Shevchenko up front. Oh, yeah, this was a tough team, by the way. Look at the average rating there. Very, very strong lineup. I was playing the Lisbon Lions formation, the 4-2-4. And kind of similar teams. Zeller will be back in for this one because Castagno's suspended. But look at the midfield. Grant and Tolentino. I think we're much stronger now than what we were then. And with the personalised tactics, I think that if he's playing the same shape as me, we're going man for man on this one. That could be quite fun. If we've used club page, this is the other thing I like to do with the last person we just played, is just to see his squad and how he's sitting at the moment. Do you know, actually, I think the level's still there, isn't it? Yeah. Pichon, Alui, but no Shevchenko, and the other guy, Ponce, is still there. And yeah, still like a very formidable opponent, don't get me wrong. But again, it's not someone I'm terrified of. It's not someone where I'm like, oh, that's such a superpower team, they're definitely going to get promoted on at my expense. So it's interesting to see how the league is shaking out quite early. Fancy is to do well, but there's so much pressure on tactics now, team selection, and a little bit of rotation. This makes me wonder, if he's going to be playing this diamond shape, do we just go man for man and try and boss him out of it? Now, I don't want to change this off because I've changed the left back settings for Zeller and replace a Castagno. And if I change that, then I'll need to deal with that again. So that's just maybe something for me to think about. Let's try, what is a plan B we could have here where we bring in a 5th defender. We can't play wingers, so plan A and the Lisbon Lions is off. I think, yeah, that test formation is one of the closest ones. So let's load the test formation and then we'll try and change it because we don't have left mid and right mid for this. So do we have 5-4-1 diamond? No, not really. Do we have 5-3? That's 2 forwards again. We can't really hold that. 5-2-3 we can't take either. So let's look at 3 at the back. 3-4. No, I don't think we can carry that. We could if it was wing backs. Can't carry that. But yeah, it's battle stations. And I think for season 3 it's going to be the most active season I've ever had on MFL because every game I need to check who's suspended, who's playing, who's fitness. We've rotated this left back by force, really. I don't know if we're going to get any of these last offers in. If any, the right mid would save me because, like I just mentioned with my right backs, like that would give me a rotation option that I can play with. And this guy at left mid, again, he does kind of offer me something as well as another CF, another cam. So if one of these offers gets accepted, it actually makes a huge difference to the rotation policy that I can have. We've managed to bring in no players, so none of the rev. I'm giving away no rev this game week. You know, whatever comes with me, I'm winning. End of story. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to the match tonight. I've been enjoying watching the matches. I didn't get to watch either one of them as they happened because I was watching like Celtic or Champions League or something like that. but I really enjoy watching them. Tonight the game is at 8:25. We'll be on Go Fuck Friday, so I'll probably watch this game live with you tonight, depending on when you're watching this recording, or if you're watching this live as I am recording it, because we're doing that for the members today, for the FC Barcelona season ticket holders. But yeah, we've got 8:25 kickoffs, really all the way. When does the cup come in to pile on? Well, the cup hasn't been drawn yet, perhaps, but that's useful to see. Okay, we had some progression that time of day. Can we go and have a wee look at the players and just see if we've had progression? And let's just do 7 days. We've had a little bit. Oh, so my right back Casas, he's been up by 1, so he's now a 78 rated player now. All of a sudden, 20 years of age, 83 pace plus 1. It's went up. Passing's went up. Shooting, physical, defending, all went up. And I've been really enjoying player pages recently. When I look at this guy's player page, what does it say? Thanks to recent improvements, Danilo is now 78. Danilo's in good form. Danilo is training well, but could advance slightly faster with stronger competition for teammates. So if we get a few better players into the squad, he's going to continue to improve. That's what that tells me. That's lovely. And yeah, buzzing for Casas. Loving the player pages. And when I look at Bodnarenko, who so far this season has been a revelation signing of the season, I think he's one of our only signings, right enough. But when I look at his player page and you see his stats so far this year, like, he is thriving in training, benefiting from the perfect environment. And we've been playing this left back in centre mid. And if you look already, 2 games, 8.4 average rating, 2 goals, 2 assists. Whereas in season 2, 18 games, only 2 assists. Season 1 and all these other years, he's been playing and barely doing nothing. So I guess this guy's been playing him as a left back, and centre mid has unlocked his potential. Certainly in my squad, he fits in like a glove. So buzzing for him, and the player page is some nice extra intel in there that I've really been enjoying. I'm just trying to think if there was anyone else that kind of caught my eye in that regard. We can look at star player Hamid Al-Nasser, of course, to see what his is saying. It'll be telling us he's below the level that he should be and stuff like that. Yeah, so he's not getting maximised, and he is on the cusp. Once he turns 85, he changes scarcity level, which is why we had that dilemma. But we still need him. As long as he's kicking ass and taking names, he'll be doing fine enough. But we need him to continue to prosper. We do need a better calibre of player to come in a little bit, just to reinforce the ranks, especially if we do get promoted and we're being serious about progressing the squad. We've got a nice underbelly here for Stone, but if we get promoted, that will quickly be outdated, and we're going to need many more blue dots come into the squad. So hopefully we can organically find some of them, maybe with some of them in development jail, and maybe with some of the guys that we've got developing this season, because Quintana last year jumped up 6 points and really made himself a member of the squad. I wouldn't rule out somebody else having some sort of crazy season like that, depending on how the season goes for us with wins and individual performances and whatnot. So all good fun and games, and I'm looking forward to really fighting the good fight, as it were. When I looked the mid-season transfer window, I can't remember where I found it. It's all quite hard to find. All of a sudden, it was dead easy, the calendar and everything, and then player instructions available, community. Yeah, it was here, and it was like dead easy to find, and now I don't know where to find it. We'll be within this blog once it's still interactive calendar. Boom. Oh, it's in the competitions tab. Okay, that's cool. I should have probably known that. So yeah, we need to get to round 6 of the cup after match day 11 of the league before we get mid-season transfer window. So I've also, in this next, like, what's that, week and a half, essentially the thick end of 2 weeks, I've still got to be doing some transfer business. Now, I'm not relying on the market. I'm not going to rely on contracts, because that's been really tedious so far. I think I need to maybe just spend a few quid and get a few players in, and maybe just, like, I'm easy to deal with. Like, I've always had players out on loan and stuff like that. I don't get why people wouldn't give me players to loan to try and get promoted or whatever. I don't get what it is. If I'm missing something here or whatever, feel free to educate me in the comment section. But we've got to go, what's that, 17 matches? 17 matches with this merry bunch of men that isn't quite deep enough, because we've sent some guys to jail and we've not managed to get replacements in for them. If I look at all my players, maybe this is a fun part to look at towards the end here. If we look at the progression so far we've had, so we've got a bunch of guys here out on loan. Some of them have got better. Look at that. Morel got a bit faster. Van Dam better at dribbling. Okazaki better at shooting. Sagir better at shooting. Love to see a bit of that. Then there's all my guys. The development centre gang. Palmer's went up a level, like a full level. That's cool. Madzahadze, whatever his name is, he's doing okay. McRae going on. Bustamante. Velazquez. Love to see that, so let's keep that continuing. And then I've got 3 guys that are available for sale still for very nominal fees. Maybe if I sell all of them, I can buy 1 player with the proceeds of all the kind of bottom end guys that I'm just trying to sell for a few bob. And that makes an easy, like I said, with the offers we've already got out, 1 transfer makes a big difference to the rotation policy we could do. We need 4, but even 1 gets us going, you know. So we've got, you know, we need to be the most proactive club. We need to, as soon as that transfer window opens, we want all the business to be done, and we want to make sure our season's still alive. Hopefully we can go for a League and Cup double if we really are being this meticulous with it and being this hyper focused on it, which I'm going to have to be, you know. So looking forward to the rest of season 3, guys. Thanks to all of you that have tuned into the video, of course. Get into the comment section, let me know how season 3 has went for you so far. How was the transfer market to deal with? Have you had more joy than I have? What am I doing that's wrong? Let me know everything in the comment section down below. Of course, on screen there is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one.